I've seen it. Woo! Breathe, Kevin. Breathe. Hi, how you doing? Unmute yourself. Erica, unmute yourself. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. Good evening, sir.
How are you? How old are you?
All right, this is Dr. Hood, Reaction Gang, DRH19D. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're giving y'all these good reactions. So when you guys come over here, you know that's what's popping. And you always going to see my screen flashing and flickering and on, you know what I'm saying? Because the power is on and off at this house, man. You know what I'm saying? So we need you guys to subscribe, man. For sure, man. We're trying to be high value. We're trying to get that YouTube check so we can be high value man. Like Kevin Samuel. KS. King Simp. King motherfucker Simp. Yeah.
35.
Ooh,
All
shit.
right. So what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Real high value men? Are we talking about Order 66? Or are we talking about stuff from Brittany Renner? What are we doing? Or do you have a question?
I wanted to talk about like high value men. Well, not specifically, but like I'm a person who I feel like I'm high value.
Okay.
I'm not interested specifically in a high value man. And I know you said that all women are. I want a man that just respects me and understands the type of life that I live.
Okay.
And I'm okay.
Well, if you're 35, you should already be and had that. You know, a lot of times, you women, you running around thinking you're all that, and you're passing up on a lot of dudes that really could have been the guy, but you passed them up. So now you want to get on Kevin Samuel's show so he could fucking save you. He's an image consultant. He's not gonna fucking save you. You ladies, you guys get up on here with this bullshit. Okay?
Somebody who's just for me. Like, I really feel like God may have put a person in place for me. And I'm not gonna...
And that is for you. He might be a piece of shit, though. You know what I'm saying? But he's for you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's going to be more hilarious content popping out. You know what I'm saying? All this is fair use. You know, we ain't trying to use nobody's content. You know, this is about the Dr. Hood reaction. Just want you guys to know that, you know, how to move around these YouTube streets, man. Got a lot of rats out here in these YouTube streets.
Let me ask, you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Yes.
So, do you have any children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
Okay, according to Kevin Samuels, you're not gonna get a high value man if you got any type of kids or anything. Now, I don't know if you were the one that said you'd just take anything or, you know, whatever, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's get our beat back cracking. We gotta get that beat back jumping off for you, because we at this reaction gang and this is what we do over here. You know, this is the gentleman's quarters. You know, when we jump up on here, of course we got ladies jumping on. I got some ladies that's gonna jump on my podcast. A couple of them from my area. You know what I'm saying? They've been going in. You know, they on some real disrespectful modern woman. And I want them guys to get on here so you guys can see. You guys can see and see if we can come to some type of resolve. But anyway, reaction gang, I'm loving it. I'm loving the backdrop. You know what I'm saying?
Same father.
The power keep going out, man, on this joint up here.
All right. Would you like to be married one day?
I would like to be married one day.
Okay. Would you like to have any additional children after you're married?
If asked by my husband, I would definitely have children for him.
Oh, cool. Do you care if your possible husband has children?
That's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Although the way she said it, it was like, you know, for this motherfucker, if I love this motherfucker, I definitely put my life on the line for this motherfucker. Because, you know, and men, we definitely got to be considerate about our women, you know, and take care of your woman. Take care of your woman. Try to get her to eat the right things and stuff like that, because, you know, there ain't nothing more beautiful than a black woman anyway, you know, in this God's green earth. I mean, we can get on this Kevin Samuel shit, and you know sometimes he be coming off disrespectful. It's hilarious, but a lot of people go over there. You get a lot of traction, so you know you're gonna be getting a lot of reactions. But you know, this woman, she said that she'd be down to go ahead and have a baby, you know, past 35. You know, this. I mean, what more could you want from a woman? Oh yeah, a lot more, right?
I don't. You know, if I'm gonna have him, then you know, I would have to, you know, equal the playing fields for him too. You know?
Okay, so if you had kids, how many more would you have? 1, 2, what, 3, 4?
I would have 1,000 if that person that was for me wanted 1,000.
Wait the fucking minute. 1,000? See, I was giving you props because you was down to, you know, risk it and, you know, have one more. You know, you at 35, you know, you was down for that. You know what I'm saying? But now you talking about 1,000. I really can't vouch for this. You know, what's going on here? I know he got something to say about it.
Kids.
Okay, now let's be realistic now. I'm trying to be real.
No, I would.
Ma'am, you can't have 1,000. You can't have 1,000 kids, ma'am. I appreciate the example, but I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
How many kids?
However many he would want, I would have those kids.
Oh, okay. So let's say he wanted 2 kids. It's 2. You're 35, right?
Yes.
So, after you're married, would you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your next child?
Yes, I would like to continue to work. I like.
I said no. The question I asked: would you want to have to work? Not would you like. I said, would you want to have to?
I don't want to have to work.
So you're gonna have to answer the question. You know, one thing about Kevin Samuels, if you really know, you know, if you've been tuning in to this reaction gang, you're gonna know that you know, he wants you to at least answer that question. So you're not gonna get anywhere far if you're not gonna answer the question. So you gotta answer the question.
So, if you had 2 more children, so that'd be 4 total. If he had none, what percentage of the overall family financial load would you, as a wife and a mother of 4, want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? Meaning right now, as an unmarried woman, you have to be responsible for 100% of your family financial load. But as a married woman, what percentage of the overall family financial load? That means the children, that means the mortgage, the cars, if the children want to.
This is a question that I don't think a lot of people ask in relationships, you know, how much of the percentage of the overall bills and, you know, the things that have to go out, you know, are you supposed to be responsible for, you know, bills, cable, you know, all of that stuff, food, you know, mortgage, rent, you know, all of that stuff. I think, you know, people too busy in them sheets seeing, you know, if they could knock the back of them walls out, and instead of really getting to, you know, because you might get one that don't want to take care of nothing, you know, and then what? I mean, if you a man, she gonna let you be a man. That, you know, you'll figure it out. You know, she giving you the right kind of energy. You know, you'll figure it out. But, you know, I mean, it's gonna be rough if she's not giving you the right energy and shit, and she's not being feminine. It's gonna be hard to get up for that every single day, and you're just taking care of everything. I think that's what the feminine energy is. A guy is not gonna perform if he's not getting the certain amount of shit that, you know, he feels that he should get. He's gonna feel like he's getting cheated. That's just how men are, you know. And they might not say nothing. You know, you might think everything's good and shit, you know what I'm saying? But he ain't gonna be able to take care of everything if he's not getting the right shit, bro. You know, you ladies need to really check that. And if Kevin Samuels is bringing this up, then I think that's great. I think it's great.
college, the family trips, the vacations, the investments? What overall percentage do you want to have to be responsible for?
50. I feel like that's reasonable. 50%.
So 50% means if you stop working or lose your
Yeah, so she thinks the 50% is a good number. You know, hey, everybody got their own number. Shit, if you get one that say 50, you ain't losing, Jack. You know, you're not losing, even though it might be a little unrealistic, or you know, it might be 50% at first or whatever. Like I said, you might get one that doesn't want to contribute anything, you know, and she don't want to, and she want to argue all the time. Like, what's up with that? You know, she want to argue with you all the time, and she don't. You know, you losing. Now we talking about losing. Okay, so you men, you know, it's all on y'all. Life is what you make it. You know, you make your bed hard, you lay in that shit. You know, don't blame nobody.
job or cease to earn, the family is at critical risk.
Right.
Okay, so that means if you stop, let's just say you got sick or you broke up. That means you want half of the financial burden to be on you. So that means that's a lot. So that means
We got to think about it.
Are you sure?
We got to think about it in those same terms. Like, you know, you can get sick. You know, you definitely can get sick out here. So us men, you know, we trying to be the man, and you don't want to stunt, you know, do all of this stuff like the boy Ruggs for the Raiders. You know, he wanted to be Flash Gordon, you know, speeding 150 miles an hour. You got to know, what if I get in this wreck? You know, who's going to take care of the financial burden? You know, if you got a house or a condo or whatever it is, your girlfriend, you know, what's going on? So I think that's another thing that's going to boost a man's value if he worries about and figures those little questions and little kinks out, you know. Like, who's going to take care of this if I get sick, or, you know, this COVID running around? You know, what if you get sick for 2 months or 3 months? You know, what's going on? Or a year? What if you down, you get in a car accident? Who is going to take care of the financial burden? That's huge. And you better be with somebody that you really fuck with and that you can really figure this shit out with. Because if you get somebody that doesn't know shit but how to get on social media and do, you know, snooping around and doing all this extra shit, you know, you're gonna lose in a major way. You know, you're gonna be dependent on every last stitch of luck that you got, because you're gonna need it.
I'm positive. I'm very conscious about money.
Okay, ma'am. I just want to be clear. 50% is a high burden, so that means you go out. Every dollar that's spent, 50% is yours. If there's a kid's college and tuition, if the tuition is $15,000, you got to come up with $7,500. 50% is a high burden, but let's go with that.
Mm-hmm.
What state do you live in?
Illinois. From Chicago.
Okay, Chicago. What kind of annual income do you think you would need for a middle class lifestyle for a family of 4? What kind of to have a decent home, have access to good public schools, things like that? What do you think you need for annual?
See, he's Kevin Samuel. He's old school, man. He knows some of the necessities that you need. Good public schools, you know, nice, you know, decent living, you know, middle class type of necessities that you might get. You know, you living in those type of areas and they do got good public schools depending on where you're living. So, you know, you definitely got to keep this in mind, fellas. You know, we running around, we in the trap and everything like that. But, you know, you got to think about some of this stuff. The location is everything when you're out here.
Income combined for 2 adults and 4 people, for 4 children.
For 2 adults.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like 150 would be okay.
150?
Yes.
150,000. Are you a nurse?
Because I'm making, yes, I am. I've been making around that up until this year, and I have a really huge house and
Okay,
really great neighborhood.
but I need you to listen. You said you've been making that
Okay, so
Yeah.
around that.
she's getting
Okay,
that.
but we're talking about double. But we're talking about doubling what you
Right.
have. So you'd be if you only had 150 total, that means you'd be taking a half a step back. You need more. So you want to rethink about that? Because if you already are living at 150 level, you need more for another adult because he has to make some money than the other kids.
Right. So I'm considering that. Like, for example, last year I didn't work for 8 months, and I was able to cover my bills with my.
Okay, but that's no, man.
Very
See,
fine.
no. See, you ladies start to overcomplicate.
I can't, man. I can't do this, man. You know what I'm saying? You women, man. You think you know everything. You guys think you know everything. You got it all figured out. Then what the fuck do you need a man for? That's what I'm saying. It'd be easy for you, for one, to actually find somebody that's worthy, that's good, that's worthy to lead you. If he's not worthy to lead you, I don't want to hear all this complaining and stuff. Let this guy lead you. You help him out. You let him lead you. You'll find yourself in a better position. And fellas, if she don't want to follow, I'm going to tell you this. You're just shooting yourself in the foot because every situation is not going to work. You know, just like, people, you're not hitting the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. We want to get these videos in the algorithm. We're going to get them out there.
Things. I just need the number. If you make 150, that means the man could come in, be your husband, and have to make no money. If you say all you need is 150,
I'm not asking to make any money. You asked what would be a comfortable amount.
yes, for a family for 6 people, not 3. You got that for 3 people.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, stop trying to outthink the question. Please stop trying to outthink the question.
Okay.
That's not going to get you anywhere. If it's you and your 2 kids on 150, a man, a husband, and 2 more kids, how much more money are you going to need?
I feel like this is the thing. This is what I'm saying.
Answer that question.
I feel like for example, what I'm making now could even cover that. I'm not saying I want to cover all.
That's not what I asked, ma'am. That's not what I asked, and this is why I start to. Okay, ma'am. This is why. Okay, ma'am. If you're good with money, we don't have to talk about feeling. This is why it starts to run off the rails because you ladies become disingenuous. Stop this bullshit.
Okay.
You're saying that right now you feel like you could take on a husband and 2 kids and y'all can live on 150,000 and be comfortable. Is that what I'm hearing?
I feel that way.
Okay.
I know you want me to go up.
God damn it. See, this is why this conversation gets off the rails. Because when women start to try to outthink the questions, you're trying to maneuver. So are you living at your budget right now? Are you living at what you earn?
Well, I live a little lower than what I earn. I live lower.
Okay, but it's in the ballpark of what you earn. In the ballpark.
Somewhat.
Not somewhat. Okay, then, ma'am.
She don't really know what she wants, and that's important, especially when you're gonna jump up on here. Know what you want. Know exactly what you're looking for. Like if you're making this, you're making above the means. If if you're fine, save your bread. Do some things with it. Invest. All of that good stuff. I mean, you shouldn't even really be worried. If the finances is straight. You shouldn't really be trying to worry about a high value man. You should be getting somebody that is compatible to you. That really likes you. That's, you just find yourself in a better situation if you do that, rather than just trying to, okay, so you're doing good, you're doing this, you're doing that, but then you want to go team up with somebody that's way up here, and he might be looking for something else. You got 2 kids. I know you said you didn't care if they had kids and everything. So, I mean, hey, if it's good for you, to each his own, like they say.
Right there, then you couldn't. Because a man coming in and 2 additional children, if you're living at your income, you have to decrease your standard of living. Simple math. Simple math. Ma'am, if you're living at $100,000 income, if a man comes in and you have 2 children, that doubles the amount of people. You will have to decrease your standard of living or increase your income annually. Everybody in the chat room understands what I'm saying. So we shouldn't have got off task here. You're trying to outthink the question.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. This is the reaction gag. Dr. Hood, age 19D. They're thinking about it, and they're thinking that this is because he makes it like a game. It's like a game. You want to get on here, you want to do good. It's kind of like when the Kendra G female jumped on there, and she was really worried about how she did. She went back on her page, did a live, and everything went on. And guys were telling her, like, you weren't even answering the question. It was kind of hilarious. All this stuff is, just to see it, because a lot of time, we don't want to meet people to see, these characteristics. We shouldn't have to. We can go on Kevin Samuels' IG live or whatever, and see it for ourselves, up close and personal. So they're trying to maneuver through the questions and trying to get a good grade based on the questions. It's like a psych evaluation or something. You gotta answer the questions truthfully so that they can evaluate you. That's what he wants you to do. Answer these questions truthfully. He can evaluate the situation rather than you trying to outsmart the question and anticipate, when he's gonna ask this, when he's gonna ask that. He's real methodical. He moves around. He knows when to pinpoint, and he has his list of questions, a few different list of questions, and he's gonna spring them on you at any time. He does this. So,
do you want a man to be earning roughly what you make? Or do you want to be the breadwinner?
I genuinely don't mind being the breadwinner.
All right, but let's cut the shit. If you want to be responsible for 50, let's cut the shit. If you want to be responsible for 50% of the family financial load, that means a man has to make what you're making or more to cover his 50%. Is that simple enough? That should be simple enough, right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So $150,000 a year. What percentage of men make $150,000 a year or more?
I think you said something like 20%.
So you've been watching. You've been watching the show. That's why they anticipate these questions. They're anticipating these questions because they're tuning in, they're watching the show, they're getting these statistics, and that's good that they're getting statistics, but you got to know that there's more statistics that need to be evaluated. It's not just the bank account. That's not everything. A lot of those high value or whatever you talking about, guys that's, and they're not even, because that's what we always focus on. The main thing is, how much is you making? How much are you making? That's what it boils down to. And yeah, we can say that there's a whole bunch of other characteristics that you need to be considered a high value man, but we never bring them up. So why does it matter, right? We got to get it going, man. Leave an email. You trying to get on the Dr. Hood show. It's going to be a wonderful experience. You know, I want all genders. And, we're going to get it in.
Less than 10%. Class, this woman said, I don't necessarily want a high value man. And she just by the numbers, she wants a man who's making high value money. So do you want to go ahead? No, ma'am, stop, be quiet. Please stop. I did all that for a reason, because I need to show that you ladies think, I don't really want a man that's doing that much, and you still want a man earning the top 10%. That's high value money. Do you at least acknowledge that? Yes or no?
Kevin, I'm going to have to say yes because I'm afraid to say no.
It's not afraid to say no, ma'am, because you...
What? He's like a bad teacher. You know, he's going to scold you. You know, you're not really going to learn anything. You're going to be too scared to make a mistake, you know. Get out there, answer the questions. That's when you guys jump on this Dr. Hood and, you know, we got the questions and we roll through it. You know, I don't want you jumping up on here trying to beat the system. You know, I want to analyze what's going on and give you a good, it's definitely going to be a good, some help. It's going to be some help with the situation. You know, I'm not going to say it's going to be a total solution, but we can chip at the iceberg. We can go ahead and chip at the iceberg together. Reaction Gang, Dr. Hood, you know where you at. The one and only.
There's no afraid to say no, ma'am. I'm just using what you said. There's no afraid to say anything, ma'am. I asked you. You want to get married? Yes. How much? What percentage? If you want to have additional kids, 1,000 children. This is why this shit matters, because y'all talk out of one side of your mouth and live out the other side of your neck, and you never put two and two together. And you say, I'm not looking for a high value man, but then you looking for a man who's making high value money, living like an average good old Joe. But that ain't what you want either. I've been doing this for too long, man. So the questions I ask aren't to trip you up. It's to crystallize that you, somebody who says is good with money, they ain't even thought about what it really means. You are not going to...
Being good with money, you know, that's one thing. But, well, I should say saying you're good at money is one thing. And actually being good and knowing what's going on and the importance of knowing your share of the financial load and things like that, you know, it's something that you don't want to get behind. It's not like a bunch of schoolwork, you know, you get far behind, you're lost. So, you know, it's rough out here. It's rough out here.
Decrease your standard of living when you're married. You're not going to marry a man and get pregnant at 35 and have 2 children and decrease the standard of living that you and your 2 children currently have and live at $150,000. Anybody in the chat room that with any damn sense knows you want a man to be earning at least what you're earning because you want to be responsible for 50%. That means a man has to be responsible for 50%. So he has to make at least what you're making. By math, 2 plus 2 is 4. If you want to be responsible for 50% of 4, what is 50% of 4? 2. If you want to be responsible for 50% of 3, what is 50% of 3? 1.5. You got 1.5. So you want a man at 1.5. That is the top 10% of men. The top 10% of men are not looking for 35-year-old baby mamas or 2 kids. They're not.
Man, there's a lot of dudes. See, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about money. You know, that's what it boils down to. You know, this guy could be a socially awkward ass motherfucker making $150,000 a year, you know, or over 100 or whatever the top 5-10% are making. You know, they could be totally socially awkward guys, and it's more of them. You believe it or not, it's more of them than guys that, are really gonna get down to it and really have that gift, to really, what I'm saying? They're the guys, when they walk in a room with nothing, and that's the thing. You just can't jump up on YouTube or get some newfound fame and then just automatically think that you're different than everybody that you've been growing up with, and they've been living, having principles and sticking to their code and everything. That's the real value. That's when the real value comes into play. So you got to be mindful.
So in retrospect, you're saying that I don't need to be looking for a high value man.
You're not calling him high value, but you still want him to be earning what you're earning, because you don't want to take a step back in your standard of living.
You're calculating this as if my bills are $150,000.
I don't. No. I'm calculating. No bullshit. Don't try to play those games with me. I'm too good at this. I'm calculating what you said. I don't need to know your bills. I need to know that you want to be responsible for 50% of the overall family financial load. So that means he has to be responsible for the other 50%. And you're already living at one level. Ain't nobody in here stupid. Women don't take a step back to get married. Get married to take steps back. They get married to take steps forward, or at least maintain. You're not trying to be the breadwinner for.
And you wasn't trying to get loud with Brittany Renner. You wouldn't do that, KS. You let her walk all over you. She stole the clout and dipped off. Now you sitting there with your nuts in your hand. Yeah, you going in. I heard, man. You a mouse killer, man. You a mouse killer, KS, man. I'm disappointed, man. You a mouse killer.
Man, nobody's crazy, man. So what you need to understand is maybe you don't call it high value because you associate it with being rich and famous and jewels and this, but it's still the same money. The bank doesn't care. The mortgage doesn't care. Your lifestyle is set for a single woman with 2 children earning what you make. You're not living at a $40,000 a year salary. You're living at what you can afford, like most people. This is why you grown-ass women become disingenuous, because you don't even sit down and think about what it means. We haven't even gotten to what the man wants, but I'm just fixing on the fact that so many women like yourself come in and say, I don't necessarily need a man who's high value, and then you proceed to describe a man who's earning high value. It happens every day. Every day it happens.
So, Mr. Samuels, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because, it's the thing is, so you're saying that basically I don't qualify to date somebody that would, on paper, be my standard. So what do I qualify for?
Well, let's start here. Let's start here. Let's start here.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You here at the Reaction Gang, Dr. Hood, H19D. If y'all don't know, he's gonna get into it. This is when he gets the measurements and everything, and I want to see how this one goes, because a lot of you chicks, man, you guys be thinking you look better than what you be looking, man. I honestly haven't seen one. Well, there was a couple that, she admitted that she was an adjustable 6 or a 5 or something, but let's see what this one is. I'm going to guess she's going to say she's a 6. I'm going to guess.
Here. That's a general statement. I said that high value men are not looking for 35-year-old baby mamas of 2. In general, they are not. But let's start. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Dress size?
Size 8.
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
159. Oh my God.
One what?
I want to say that.
159?
159. I work out every day. I have a really great body. I take care of myself.
Okay. Hey, man. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
What would you on fresh face out of the shower, your natural hair, no makeup, just your face? What would you give yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You can't use 7.
I would say a 9. I would give myself a 9.
A 9.
A
So at 35 years old, you would get
a 9. Hey, I ain't like I said. I'm not getting into politics, religion, and I'm not gonna be getting into these arguments with females that think they're a 9 and up. I'm not. I'm just not.
yourself a 9. Fresh face out of the shower. So you put yourself in the excuse me. You put yourself in the pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous category. So Beyonce's an 8. Excuse me. Beyonce's an 8. Kelly Rowland is a 9. Rihanna's a 10. Where in your life have you had 9 outcomes? Meaning, let me back up. Your child's father. You guys weren't married, right?
We were.
You were. Okay. Did he go to college?
He did.
What did he do for a living? You don't have to be 100% specific, but what did he do?
He's a nurse.
Okay. So, does he earn more than you?
He does now.
Okay.
As a doctor.
So a 9. A 9 in Chicago. I'll give you somebody like Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray, she's an 8. Back in her day. Lisa Ray back in her day was an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you're Chicago, you know the kind of women that get 9s, men who are 9s. Women who are 9s. All right. But your child's father, your ex-husband, was a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get higher than your baby daddy, your child's father.
Okay.
See, he goes in. He goes in. He goes in, man. He goes in. But, if you want to take this as the truth or the law, that's what you could do. That's what you could do. Dr. Hood is here to, give a good perspective about it. I have the way my brain is wired up different. So I'm going to give you that raw, uncut, how I see it. I don't want to see it before I react to it. I want you to throw it up in the air. I'm going to tell you if you can make some money off it before it hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? That's my gift. So, if you want to take that for what it is, then go ahead. He's basically telling her what she qualifies for. I don't know what this could do to somebody's self-esteem. If it can light a match up under you and make you want to do better, or if it just crush you all together. That's individual thing going on. Depends on how you are as a person.
Because, no disrespect, man, but you're not a 9. You're a 6. You're cute.
The 6.
But you're not a 9. That's not an insult. You're cute.
Well, he begged her. It's an insult when you're in front of a million people. But
9s are women who are pretty, beautiful, and gorgeous. These are the kind of women that people walk down the street and they're like, "Ooh, have you ever modeled before?" Or, "Hey, go ahead. Go ahead. You muted yourself."
Can you hear me?
I can now. Go ahead.
I said I get that. I've actually modeled before. I've done sports modeling.
Okay, ma'am, model, I don't mean print model. I mean it's fine. 5'3", you're not really model height. Your print work, sure.
Right.
I get, so my point is.
So she agreed with him. She's like, right. He bakes in, man. He digs in. This is what happens when you come over here and you fucking with Kevin Samuels, But, like I said, it's suspect how he was acting around that Brittany Renner. I think he lost a lot of respect in the manosphere, in this alpha community, He's definitely more like a beta, but there's some good betas out there. There's some straight betas, but you got to know the difference. You got to know what it is. You lead with your pocketbook. That's a simp. That's what it is. I don't care if it's Michael Jordan. I don't care who it is, man. We don't make these goddamn rules. If I blow up off of YouTube and just start buying Instagram thoughts, Birkin bags and shit, I don't get no props for that. No, you ain't getting no props for no real motherfucker for that, man. Nah, man. It's Dr. Hood, man. We call it like it is. So keep baking this girl right here, because this is clearly what he's gonna do. He's baking her.
I'm not saying you're not an attractive woman, but you're not a 9. Especially at 35 with 2 kids. I mean, I love to understand what system you ladies are using. If you're a 9, 35 with 2 children, who's a 10? Ma'am, you muted yourself.
It's my opinion about my physical appearance.
Okay, ma'am, but your physical appearance needs to be okay, unmute yourself. You muted yourself. You keep muting yourself. I don't do this. I'm not doing this. Hello?
See, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about this girl, but I'm gonna just tell you a story. It was about girls that be halfway decent, but then they kick it with girls that are way uglier than them, and they do this on purpose so that when they go out, that they can get the most action. So their self-esteem will be high. They'll have like 3 or 4 ugly friends, and then they'll be like halfway decent, like, you know what I'm saying, decent, like you never seen that before. See, y'all be frontin', man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Reaction gang, let's go.
Oh, there it is. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, ma'am, your opinion, like a grown adult, needs to be rooted in reality, not fantasy. So you can't say and look me straight in the face and say, my opinion of myself is I'm a 9, then who is a 10?
See, if he could have made her day, he could have said, you know what? You are a 9. I hope this was over, man, soon, man. I'm done.
On your scale.
And I would say Beyonce's a 10.
Okay.
You said she's an 8.
And that's why I said, and you're beneath her. She's an 8.
She watches the show.
She's an 8. You would put her at a 10, but Beyonce is an 8. Ma'am, you're not that, ma'am, my point of the matter is, so let me get to the ultimate point. One of the big problems is you ladies overvalue yourselves. You overrank yourself. You're not a 9. And especially as a divorced woman with 2 children.
He's going in on her.
Okay? So your child's father is what you could score, land, marry. And who filed for divorce in your marriage?
I did.
Why?
He was verbally abusive.
So
yeah. No woman needs to stay in a relationship where the man is just verbally abusive. I don't advocate for that. I got daughters. Dr. Hood got daughters. Reaction gang got daughters. They mean as hell though. So, but I hope they don't be verbally abusing guys either. It works both ways. I seen some relationships where the woman was the verbally abusive one. It's not a good look.
And you were just quiet. You didn't respond.
Yes.
Was there any police reports filed?
I'm sorry.
Did it ever get physical?
Once.
All right. I'm not gonna go down that path. How long were you guys married?
That gang shit.
8 years.
All right. So in general, ma'am, women across the board can expect to get what the man that a woman chose to reproduce with tends to be the upper limit of what she can get with men.
Probably he probably got some, and that's the coldest thing about when I be fucking with this Kevin Samuels, because he does enough research that when he throws one out of the bag like that, a lot of people don't really second guess it or fact check. You gotta do your fact checks. But you look at it from a big scale, like, okay, from the far end, the deep end over there, it's about right. It's about right.
Tends to be. So I'm not saying it's 100%, but even at that, ma'am, you're still looking for somebody who's earning on the level you're earning, and you're not looking for an average guy making $41,000 a year.
Is she? Why, man? Why?
Right? Or wrong? Nope.
Not 41.
Thank you. So basically, so when and why I get so granular is these ladies come through the door virtue signaling, talking about I just want a man who's a good man, who's this and that, when it really does come down to the money.
It does, and you make it about that, but because they looking at it like that. But when they get that, I mean, you're gonna be sifting through a lot. My thing is to find somebody and cherish them while you're young, building your value at the same time. Grow with that person. If big money is something that you guys want in your relationship, work toward that. Focus. Build that strong team. I think that's huge. It's huge. And I think it's overlooked a lot. People just, they're so quick to be in and out. And, 2 seconds later, and they overlook the fact that, you can grow with somebody rather than you just going to pick this already grown person, already set in their ways. This is how it's going to be. This is what it is. And they already got hundreds of people that they got contacts with that you're competing with, and then you just jump up in that union, and it might not work out. Be careful out here, man, and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to have these videos popping up every day so you can jump up on here and get in with it in. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Hood.
Gentlemen, your godfather is right again. Do not let them virtue signal and gaslight you, because it does come. She thinks she's a 9. She thinks she deserves a man on her level, earning what she's earning. Cool. Can't change that, but ma'am, that ain't, if you don't have that approaching you in your life for serious relationship and consideration for marriage, that should tell you something. Do you have men?
That's the thing. I do.
For marriage?
It's just that.
For marriage? I don't mean
I've
that.
been proposed to a couple of times in the past since my divorce.
Okay, and these guys were earning, and these guys did what for a living?
Well, the last guy, he was a physician. The other guy was an accountant.
He was a mechanic?
Accountant.
See, Kevin Samuels gonna get on you if he's a mechanic. And I know some mechanics that make that bank, and they bring in high value to everybody around them. But a lot of times they get overlooked, man. They think it's a dirty job, it's a hard job. A lot of people overlook it. And that's where this stuff gets misconstrued about this value and and what it is. But it's deeper than just your skin.
So you've had an accountant and a physician propose to you.
Right.
How long did you date the physician?
Like less than a year. It was 11 months.
And how long did you date the accountant?
Same.
Maybe about 2 years.
And why didn't you marry either one of those men?
The accountant was cheating,
Uh-huh.
and physician.
He lying. He lying. See, this is as much as I want to get on here because, I'm trying to find some loopholes in this. And I'm trying to be on the female side. Trying to go against the grain. I'm trying to go against the grain a little bit. And when you get up on here lying, you're not going to give me no room. You're not going to give me no room to fight for you.
I just really felt like we didn't mash well together.
Okay. So, ma'am, you've had one husband with 2 children, right?
Right.
Okay. You've had an accountant and a physician. Why do you think this video game gives you unlimited lives?
I don't feel like it does. I just want to make sure that I'm making the right decisions.
Well, ma'am, okay, ma'am, but ma'am, do you make room for the possibility? I mean, come on, ma'am. You said you're 9 and 35. I mean, I see that's the problem. I hear so many women acting like y'all are such a prize, and I don't want to make the wrong decision and this and that. Okay, well, then grow old by yourself.
Get a dog.
No, I don't.
And that's what a lot of things is, ma'am. I'm just going on what you said. If you've had an accountant you spent 2 years with and he was cheating, I'll just take that. A physician you spent 11 months with and you didn't mesh, ma'am. Women and men in the chat room are asking, what the hell is this lady looking for? And it's perfection, because truthfully, I get it. When you overvalue yourselves, anybody, you tend to hold out for what you think you're worth. But I'm sorry, ain't nobody that perfect. And I'm just accepting everything you said, that all this stuff happened. Do you think that there's a point in time in your life where men will actually start just not paying you serious attention?
Yeah, I believe that.
What age? At what age?
Maybe by 40.
No, you're at the age now, because when men want children, you're beyond child. You're at geriatric pregnancy.
Damn,
See,
fam.
that number that realization right there should make you lower your number. Should make you lower your number, because men who are seeking, the kind of men who are earning on your level, they
are a bunch of tricks. They're a bunch of tricks. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I'm telling you. And there's wolves out here that's not making that. And they're getting theirs. If you don't think they're getting theirs, okay, wait till those high value guys go to work. All these little corporate dudes, and they out cheating. They gonna grab some shit and have some shit at the crib and be cheating, man. These corporate dudes that wear these suits, man. Come on, bruh. Don't be a fool. Dr. Hood will not let you be a fool. So don't think that it can't happen. I mean, there's trick ass niggas, trick motherfuckers everywhere, bruh. Sure.
To want families. They also don't tend to want to be stepfathers. So if you legitimately had 2 men interested in marrying you after your husband, and you turn both of those down, well, ma'am, maybe you need to look at
the one of them after the engagement. We found
after the engagement did what?
Oh,
Man, what? Okay, you're breaking after the engagement. What?
we found out he was cheating, so it wasn't like I just turned both of them down. I couldn't accept someone.
Okay, you found out he was cheating after you after you turned him down.
No, before I turned him down. So I agreed, and then I found out he was cheating during the engagement.
How'd you find that out? How'd you find that out?
He looked through his phone.
Well, she contacted me.
And what did he say?
Well, she basically told me that.
No, what did he say? What did he say?
He admitted it. He was honest. He was 40.
He was cheating while you guys were in a committed one-on-one relationship?
But we were engaged at the time.
Okay, so you've been engaged.
Yeah.
Okay, did the physician propose to you?
Is he a high value man? Is he exercising his options or what, Kevin Samuel? You know all the fucking answers.
He did.
So when I say engagement, I mean a man bought a ring of significant heritage, dropped to one knee in public and proposed to you. So you've had two men propose to you.
Yes, I have.
And you
see this guy he a Roman Catholic or something. His whole chivalry thing, type of shit. It's kind of funny, man. But I mean that's what this dude's all about, man. A lot of women, they on that same shit. That knight with shining armor and all of this shit. Come on, bro. Fantasy. It's a lot of fantasy bullshit. But it's healthy. It's good for people. Good celebrations, celebrating relationships and marriage. It's a great thing.
You accepted. Hold on. You accepted the accountant, right?
Right.
And did you accept the physician?
I did not.
Okay, you did not. Well, ma'am, going to ask the same question I ask all the time. Have you ever sat down and had counseling or therapy?
I have.
How long ago was that?
Come on.
When I was getting, years ago, when I was getting married, we had marriage.
Well, I always recommend, we attract what we are, ma'am. And I'm just, like I say, accepting your story as it goes along. There are all kind of holes and inconsistencies, but it really doesn't matter at this point. Even as a woman who's 35, divorced with 2 kids, if you keep attracting men who are unsuitable or whatever, the only common denominator is us in all of our relationships. And you don't, and I understand people before the folks start coming from me. Remember, she's already said an average man ain't good enough for her.
I never said that.
Ma'am, an average earning man ain't good enough for you. Don't play with me. An average earning man ain't good enough for you. Don't play with me.
So why do you feel that I said that?
Because I said a man making $41,000.
Anyway.
You accept him? Nah, not a man making $40,000. That's an average man. Don't play with me. Reality is a bitch, boy. Tell you.
Anyway, this is Dr. Hood, and we are back with another one. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We out of here.
For all the ladies who were like, she seems nice, such and so forth. You don't have to be a bad person, but ladies, your value drops. Your value drops. You can't keep demanding everything. You're going to have to accept some stuff if you want a person. He was cheating, all right? What about the physician? There's something wrong with him too. Okay, everybody there's something wrong with. And remember, she started out saying that, I don't want no high value man. I just want a good guy who's this and that, all right? I'm going to go back to what the women who were matchmakers said, why they quit. They quit being matchmakers because women don't want good men. They want this list of things. And the things that they want, they don't even bring to the table.